everybody, I am Jumpstart Christina and today I'm making seafood linguine. I am using this mushroom called a lion's mane mushroom. They say it has like a crab-like or lobster-like flavor and it just tears apart. So we're actually going to tear it apart into strips and make this like a lobster. It does hold a lot of water, so you're gonna have to be very careful and dry it off if you do clean it, if it's not clean when you buy it. And we're just gonna make chunks out of that. I'm also gonna do like a scallop, and for that, I have heart of palm. If you get a salad cut, they're already cut in these nifty little, just like that. It's beautiful. See, it just falls apart. All right, it actually has a really strong smell. Now, there is one other thing. I had to make a sea vegetable broth. This particular recipe is the clam sauce is from the Gentle Chef, which if you don't know him, I suggest you look him up. He's got some really good recipes, although some of them are a little bit high fat for my audience. You know what though? If you're gonna cheat, I would cheat with his recipes. Okay, so this is wakame, which comes dried like this. It's just seaweed. This is Pacific. So for this, I had to make a sea vegetable broth, which is just a tablespoon of wakame and about 3/4 cup of vegetable broth. And then when it was brought to a simmer, I turned it off, let it cool off, got the liquid out of it, and now I'm left with this, and this is all going to go into the sauce. Now I'm gonna cut this up because we want it bite-sized pieces. And this is what's going to give it that seafood flavor. So now we have that going. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna use a little bit of olive oil in my pan. Now it's recommended to use 2 tablespoons. I usually do about half of that. And here is a shallot that's already pre-minced. If you're using red onions, and sometimes people think they're interchangeable, I just have to say that this is a whole small shallot. If you are using, which is going to lose some of the flavor, so it's very, very mild. But if you're going to use like red onion, so you only use a couple of tablespoons because that does not lose its flavor as it cooks. So it will change the entire flavor of the recipe. So what we're going to do today is just kind of get those in. And you're just going to leave them in here long enough to get soft. This here is 4 garlic cloves. And with it, I've already mixed the dried oregano and the dried basil that's going to go in there because it's going to go in there together. And it's about 1/2 teaspoon of each basil and 1/2 teaspoon oregano. This is 1/2 cup dry white wine. This is a New Zealand Chardonnay. You can use whatever you have on hand, just make sure that it's dry. Sweet wine changes the whole flavor. Yes, it's vegan butter, I know. This is about half of the recommended amount, so I'm using like 3 tablespoons when you should really use 6, and I'm sure anybody who eats seafood or used to eat seafood, you know it's normally cooked in a lot of butter. Once your shallots are ready to go, we're going to add garlic mixture. And this is when we're going to go ahead and do our hearts of palm and our mushroom. Let that saute up a bit as well. If you feel like there's not enough oil in there, feel free to use just a little bit of vegetable broth just to keep it from sticking if you feel like it's sticking in the pan. We don't want it to stick, but I'm trying to use the least amount of oil as possible. All right, so after that, we're going to go ahead and put the wine in, and then we're going to bring it to a simmer. We will simmer some of the alcohol right out of that. For those of you that don't want to use a wine, You could leave it out. It might change the flavor a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna be a big deal in the long run. We eliminate some of the alcohol, then we're just gonna melt the butter in there. All right, and then once your butter is melted, you're gonna go ahead and add in the sea vegetable broth and the wakame, just to give it that sea vegetable flavor. All right, and we're gonna let this simmer. This is just gonna simmer maybe for about 10 minutes because we wanna reduce the sauce and make it an actual sauce. Okay, so as of right now, our sauce has reduced by about half. Now, it's still a little watery, which that's okay because mixed with the pasta should soak that right up. And now is the time you can add your garnish since it's off the heat. I've actually mixed in the garnish, which was the chopped parsley, as well as the pasta. And then I'm gonna serve it. Of course, you're gonna salt and pepper to taste. And voila, some seafood linguine, vegan style.